This is a bit of an experiment that I'm doing, both as far as my videos are concerned and in deduction. It's an attempt to show you how I try to hone my skills day to day, as well as show you the process of how I articulate my thoughts. The experiment is simple. Clip the fingernails on one hand and then file them on the other. Then take pictures of them every 24 hours to see how the nails naturally smooth themselves out to the point where it is indeterminable which was filed and which was clipped. A secondary purpose of the experiment is to document the growth of the nails themselves to give a visual reference to see how long it has been since someone clipped or otherwise groomed them. Understanding fingernails specifically is important because depending on the way in which a person cuts their fingernails, it tells you a little bit about their personality, or at least adds to data that you can evaluate in assessing their personality. Not to say that you could directly infer personality just based off fingernails. That would be speculation, right? So it's one piece of the puzzle that you can use. And the more pieces of the puzzle that you can use, the better. So even if it's just a small detail, like the fingernails, it can factor into analysis and make the picture more clear. Determining how long it's been since they clipped their fingernails can give you insight into their grooming habits as well, and their personal hygiene habits, which can also impact your analysis of their personality, their level of self-respect, a number of different things. Again, not to say that you can infer all these things from the fingernails alone, but they are pieces of the puzzle that you can use. And so it's very important to understand both the big things and the little things and how they interact with each other so that you can make informed inferences. I'm also adding onto the way that I normally study these things out. In this case, with fingernails, I'm pouring through carefully documented data to directly enhance my knowledge base rather than simply modifying and improving my abstract logical methodology. So, I got about 8 hours of driving to do today, which will be fun. Because driving is one of those things where you get a lot of thinking done. You really don't get just moving around. One of those monotonous tasks that you do. Okay, let's go. My videos up till this point have been thought out explanations about ideas that I've researched and tried and determined to have some utility. However, in addition to showing you the evolution of my articulation, the hands-on approach of physically studying something out is something I'm finding to be a rewarding process in multiple ways.
Proceed to the route. Proceed to the route. Proceed to the route.
Siri, I'm on. Alright, so, in regards to fingernails, there's more to it than just the study of my own particular fingernails. I'm well aware that there are various different techniques for filing, and what I did was very amateurish. So what I'm getting at is that there's a lot more research than just the stuff I'm doing myself. So in this study, there's a lot of internet research and going to places where people work on nails professionally and understanding these and understanding the medical impact of various different tells left on the fingernails. So there's more to it than just experimenting on yourself, although that is a part of it. So today's been a bit of a slow day at work so far. So I figured I'd come back home and grab my camera so I could sort through some of the pictures that I've been taking over the past, I think it's been 5 days of this study. So already it's getting indeterminable just by glancing at it whether or not the nails have been clipped or filed. So what I want to do is look at the pictures up close and see if there are any tails left to determine, and if not, how long did it take before the tails disappeared, and then combine that with the research that I've been doing on the internet and see kind of what that yields. So yep, we'll see how it goes. One of the things I like to do is practice mentalism tricks. What you're seeing right now is me training myself to be able to read handwriting by sound. I've written out each letter individually, both capital and lowercase, and recorded them. Then I put them in a playlist on my computer and put it on shuffle, so that I can challenge myself to train in this skill. These recordings will soon be made available to my Patreon donors, once I have finished recording different handwriting variations and such. Let me see. Alright, so like less than a week out from being done with this study. So tired of having long nails. I really don't. It's gross. It's gross. I don't understand. It had to be done to see if my fingernails match the average rate of growth of the general population, which controls for population variance in the variables of this study. So yeah, so almost being done with this study. I'm learning quite a few things. So the second phase is going to be where I bite the nails on one hand and get a manicure on the other. That's gonna be fun, and probably gonna split this up into multiple episodes of the different phases of the study. Anyway, yeah, so. Now that I have photographically documented and cataloged the growth and smoothing out of nails for phase 1 of this study, I can move on to phase 2, which will be shown in the next episode. Once all the data is compiled, I will make it all available, firstly to my Patreon supporters, and then several weeks afterwards to the general public. That being said, let me know if you like this style of video and if you're interested in seeing more like it. But for now, all you aspiring detectives out there, arrivederci.